Hello, dreamers, and welcome back to PERLA'S Dreams. Um, Geminis, this is your reading, and as always, guys, please remember these are general readings, so only take whatever applies, whatever resonates, and leave the rest. And I'm laughing because a lot of you Geminis are just kind of like, all right, I had enough. I had enough of this, enough of that. But I'm seeing like this happy little llama, like just jumping around like this field, kind of like with no care in the world. It is actually bringing me back to this movie, The Emperor's New Groove. I think it was called. It was an alpaca. Alpaca was it? Um, and I'm seeing like this kind of this space of, first of all, let me see. I wanted to see in spiritual symbolisms, llamas represent brilliance, perseverance, and the ability to achieve your dreams. Um, so yeah, a lot. There's a it also talks about good instincts and intuition. But there is this sense of like some of you are just like, again, in a space of like celebration during this time. There's something that you've been working on, or something that you wanted to, there was an idea, right? To now I'm going into the movie the Croods, right? The idea man, when the father tries out like all these silly ideas and stuff like that. But anyways, I don't know why these movie references are coming through, but what I'm picking up is this energy of like everything started with an idea. Everything started with an idea that turned into a dream, right? And then that dream, you turned it into a plan. And the thing is that there has been, I'm not gonna lie, there has been a lot of challenges that made you question whether this idea, whether this dream was even worth pursuing. But you're finally having a breakthrough when it comes to this. There's something that is shifting, there is something that is coming into alignment. So whatever was kind of like this energy of like chaos, or this energy of confusion, excuse me, around your finances, around your career, that is all being cleared up. um there were there were spaces, I say there were spaces, there were energies that you were closing off. That's what I want to say. Hold on, guys, because I'm like a little distracted right now. My left ear is like itching like there's no freaking tomorrow. um there was space, there was an energy or a space that you needed to close off in order to allow this breakthrough to come through. And I feel that you guys are just genuinely like celebrating this newfound, and it's coming through as like dream comes true, right? There's the like something became a reality, a dream became a reality, something finally worked in your favor. um there are things from the past that are being addressed. So any issues, any miscommunications, anything that was lost or was, uh, okay, it was either lost or taken. Is the way that I'm looking at it. Um, during the past few months, something was in retrograde. I don't know what planet. What was in retrograde like 3 months ago, or 2 months ago. When was Mercury in retrograde? Because I keep hearing. So it was in retrograde from March 14 to April 7th. So hold on, because something else. 3 months ago. So it would have been what? All right, so Mars was in retrograde. Okay. I have no idea what Mars retrograde is about. Let's see. All right. So during the Mars retrograde that was from December 6, 2024 to February 23, 2025. Because I keep hearing like 3 months ago, whatever was lost like within like that time frame. Um it says this retrograde period, which began in Leo and then moved into Cancer, is believed to have caused a shift in people's energy and motivation, sometimes making it harder to pursue their ambitions. Now that Mars is direct, individuals are expected to regain access to the energy that felt unavailable during the retrograde state. So that makes sense as to like, because I keep on hearing like what was retrograde, it was retrograde, like there's something about that space, things that were lost, things that didn't come to fruition during that time, and this space where a lot of you may have been questioning whether or not you should have continued to follow your dreams. So all of that energy is being shifted or has been shifted out of your space. So now it's like there's this reparation, this coming back around, or like this, yeah, reparation is what is the word that really wants to come through. It's kind of like, okay, now you're back on track, whether it is like you are starting to believe in yourself again, you're starting to believe in your dream or whatever the case may be, but you're back on track on getting to a space of really wanting to manifest something or really going after your dreams. And because you're coming at this, I feel like that retrograde space was really a pause to really connect with your why, as to why you really wanted to pursue that specific dream, why you wanted to pursue that specific career or relationship or whatever it was. And it's like, now that you have gotten your why in order and you know exactly why, it's like that purpose behind that idea, behind that dream, is driving things forward. There are here individuals that may have done you wrong. Now, this may have been romantically or platonic. Take it however it applies in your space. But there is this space of like you are watching someone, and it's weird because it's like it's not just one person. I'm seeing these groups of people, right? And they're each isolated, like in their own little bubble. But it's almost kind of like you're being allowed to watch the movie play out. You're being allowed to watch how certain people that did you wrong within the Mars retrograde, there were individuals that did very specific things towards you, right? Whether it was your career, whether it was your romance life, whatever it was, your finances, etc. And you're seeing you're it's almost kind of like you're being allowed to witness and to view the karma that these individuals are receiving. It's almost kind of like playing slow motion. Now, don't allow yourself to celebrate someone else's downfall. Witness it, see it, and move on. Um, because there's kind of like this dynamic of like, when and this is one of the things that people don't realize when they're talking, right? Sometimes depending on where you are energetically and what you are aware of, when you say something or you celebrate something, or you, like, let's say you celebrate someone's downfall, if you're not balanced within yourself, that energy can backfire. And it's weird, like I'm trying to use the right words to express it, because someone's downfall brings you joy. There can be this mixed signal that you like or you enjoy that energy or something like that, that then can backfire and then you end up having the same misfortune. I need to dig deeper into that, because I know that there has to be a better way to explain that, but that is the way that is coming up right now. So just kind of be aware of that. um Keep in mind what it is that you're celebrating and what it is that you are allowing within your space, Gemini, during this time. There is a lot of there seems to be like this little something blows out of proportion. Something blows out of proportion, out of control, very very fast. You may be having a simple discussion, let's put it this way, with somebody, and it just like blows out of proportion, like, way, what's going on here? um be aware of this energy. This is an energy of like he said, she said type of thing. For some of you, this may involve like an ex, or like an ex's new partner, like whether it's their new boyfriend, their new girlfriend, their new whatever it is, guys. But just be very aware of that. Make sure that you have all communications between you and an ex like in writing. Like there has to be, there's the space of like showing receipts or something like that. All right, let's see. A doggy, there's dog that is coming up. To me, dogs really do represent like loyalty and this unconditional love, right? And I should look it up, like dog special spiritual meaning, but when I think about dogs, again, I think about like this loyalty. So they represent loyalty, protection, and guidance. For some of you, there is the spirit of like dog that is surrounding you. For some of you, may have a dog, and maybe going for a walk with your dog is going to allow you to bring in like, allow you to have like this clarity. And what I mean by that is like, I have two big dogs. And one of my favorite things, especially when I'm feeling like I'm not, like something is off, right? And I can't pinpoint what it is, instead of like obsessing over what is off that I'm not picking up exactly. I pack up the dogs in the car, we go into the forest, and we hike. And I know that I am protected by these two beautiful dogs, right? That are one on each side of me, where I can walk without really having to be alert to other animals or anything like that, because they are doing that for me, right? They are protecting me, they're protecting the space that I am in. And therefore, I get to just kind of like enjoy nature and really connect with spirit in a way that is very different than if I was to go by myself, right? Because if I was to go by myself, there is an essence here of like, okay, if I hear like a twig, or I hear this, or I hear that, I need to also kind of like be an alert, where like if I'm with the dogs, it's like literally I don't hear anything, I don't anything. And it's like when something is coming close enough that could be dangerous to us, they will alert me. So it's kind of like this space of like, use that spiritual like dog energy that is around you, right? Maybe this is creating a space within your house, right? Where you can sit down and feel protected and go into meditation, go into whatever it is that you do spiritually, like your spiritual practice or whatever it is. But there is this sense of like needing that safe space to do so, to do that. And it's coming through with this dog energy, dog spirit energy for you guys. um so let's go ahead and let's see what this commotion is going to be about, like this. Excuse me. I'm just looking for a deck that I want to use. Um, so let's go ahead. I want to look into this, the chaotic energy first, because that is what is coming up the most at this moment. And then I also want to look into like this, how are things manifesting or moving forward when it comes to like this idea, this dream that you have. All right. When it comes to this, and again, I'm going to show you guys the cards, but so when it comes to this, in the like to this little discussion or thing that blows out of proportion. I feel that somebody is not necessarily, it's not necessarily that they're misunderstanding what you're saying. So we have the Eight of Swords with the Three of Wands in the upright, then we have the World in the reverse with the Four of Swords in the upright position. And again, guys, I read these intuitively, so if you are a tarot reader, like and you want to come to your own conclusion with what the cards are saying to you, then feel free to do so. And then we have the Justice with the Ten of Coins in the reverse as the last two cards when it comes to the situation. And there is a sense here of like, it's not so much, it's not necessarily that somebody is misunderstanding what you are saying or misunderstanding your words. It is somebody that is intentionally twisting your words. So somebody is intentionally trying to get you out of character. Somebody is trying to get a certain reaction out of you. So you have to be very wary with this person. This person has a lot of resentment either towards how the relationship or connection between the two of you ended. So just kind of keep that in mind. There was a part of them, let's put it this way, that thought that there was a chance of rekindling this. And it's like, whoa, buddy, hold on, my love. Have you and I not been in the same situation? Like, do you not recall all that BS that you put me through? It's kind of like what you're saying to them, like, whoa, like, you slept with my homeboy, you slept with my homegirl, whatever it is. But it's kind of like this energy of like somebody honestly thought that you needed time to cool off, so while you were cooling off, they were going to go and live their best life and then come back to you like there was nothing wrong. And the fact that they finally realized that there is no coming back, there is no reconnecting or reuniting this connection, it gets them very upset, and therefore they want to bring you out of character. They want to have some type of reaction out of you by twisting your words or whatever it is, because if in their mind, and again guys, this is what you have to understand, everybody is in a different place, mentally, spiritually, and physically. And this person feels that if they're able to get a reaction out of you, get you upset, it means, or it validates to them the fact that you still want them, that you still want this. I see that a lot of you are seeing right through this BS right away. You're not falling trick into it. Whether it is that you're completely ignoring the communication from this person, or you're just choosing to walk away because this is not something that you want to invest any energies in. All right, so let's go ahead and let's pull out. Let's see, what about this this idea, this dream coming into fruition? How are things moving forward for Gemini with this dream and this idea coming into fruition for them? How is this coming into fruition for Gemini spirit? We have the Strength card with the Princess of Swords in the reverse. I'll show you guys in a minute. Nine of Coins with the King of Coins in the upright. So these were the first two cards that came through, right? These were your second two cards. Ha, 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 ha. And then these are your last two cards. We have the Five of Cups and the Empress. There was a sense here that there was a space that you needed to go into. Again, we talked about this earlier, about this space of connecting with your why, connecting with why you wanted, like what was the reason, what was the why were you going after this idea, this specific dream. And when you connect to your purpose, right, when we talk about purpose, we're not talking about like the financial gain out of it, but what is it that this does to your soul? What is it that this does for your spirit, right? What is it that feels like this space that you're trying to create, or this thing that you're trying to manifest, brings into your life, right? What is it that it brings into it, and what is it that it brings out of you, right? And that is what you needed to reconnect with in order to really pursue forward with this, and realizing that those challenges that you were facing in the past, right, when it came to this, were nothing more than a reflection that They were a reflection of the doubt that was still living within you, right? There were still doubts that was living within you. There were still this, whether it was that you verbalized it to other, or whether this was something that you were internally like an internal dialogue, like, oh, is this really happening, right? Like you were questioning when, because I feel that at some point this was taking traction, this was going somewhere, and you started to question whether this was real or not. And then you invited, unfortunately, through that space, this energy of doubt that then started to, like, it really creeped in and started making you question everything. And that is an energy that you are now recognizing and you're now seeing for what it is in order to go ahead and continue on moving forward. And again, this is something that every human on this planet deals with, right? With doubt. But it is how what is it that we are doing at the moment where we recognize that doubt, right? How are we addressing that energy? And if we are allowing that energy to really stay within us. And I feel that a lot of you guys are, you have kind of like, in a sense, let's put it this way, Gemini, you have mastered this energy of like realizing when doubt is trying to creep in. And instead of trying to run away from it, or instead of like hiding from it or whatever, you are, it's almost kind of like you're coming face to face with that doubt and putting it in its place is the way that I want to say. I really like this space for you guys because again, there is this whether it is that you want to open like a spa, or you want to open like a spiritual retreat, or you want to it's something, whatever this is for you guys, is something of like being of service to a group, like to a specific community, right? So kind of like keep that in mind. So let's go ahead and let's pull out an oracle card for Gemini. Give me an oracle card for Gemini. Spirit, one card as a closing message for Gemini. I really like this energy. I feel that you guys have definitely been working towards this, and for those of you that are dealing with an ex that is trying to bring drama or whatever, like kind of like leave that where it is. And again, these are just energies, so if you're not dealing with a specific ex, it may be an energy of like something from the past that just kind of wants to resurface. So we have the garden, which is number 15. Something lovely will grow from this. This is your card. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's see what the book has to say. Either we sit around and dwell on our pain, or we learn how to grow something lovely out of it. Ready or not, it is time for the next chapter of your life. Do the things that you feel you most need to do in order to aid your healing, even if it feels selfish. Sometimes it needs to be a little selfish in order for it to work in the long run. Worry about focusing on you for now. So again, there is definitely this space that you are walking into where you are really like reconnecting with a certain purpose of what it is that you're trying to create, what it is that you're trying to manifest. And it is a beautiful space, and I wish you guys the best of luck. And again, when the doubt tries to creep in, face it and be like, you know what, I recognize you. And that is all. As you can see, your candle is off. um As always, guys, thank you for your love and support. Thank you for liking, sharing, subscribing to the channel. If you haven't done so, go ahead and do so. We would love to have you. Sending every single one of you love, strength, and blessing, guys. Take care. Love you all. Mwah. Bye-bye.